One very interesting fact about making a bucket hat is that you don't even need to be a professional tailor or even know how to take body measurements. Okay, all you have to do is click on the video that says how to make a bucket hat, and if that video is as detailed as mine, you should be able to create one for yourself. So if you're really serious about starting a beginner's project, I got you. Okay, I'm going to create a playlist for you, so just go through and just be creating while you learn how to sew. Okay, so this video is how I sewed my piece together, and if you want to see how I drafted out the pattern for this bucket hat, I'm going to put the link on the description box below, so you can go click, create your pattern, and can sew with me. Okay. Now, before we get into the sewing version, let's recap what we did on the pattern drafting. So on the pattern drafting, I talked about how to get this, the A pattern, the B pattern, and the C pattern. So this is the crown, that's what I'm going to call it. This is the crown, this is the body, and this is the fillet. Okay, so I did something off the camera and I wanted to share that with you guys. So before we move on into the sewing version of this particular pattern, okay? So after drafting out the pattern, I went ahead to cut this on a lining, okay? So this is the lining joined. So I just wanted to rectify the problem first before I go ahead to cut this on my actual Ankara fabric. Okay, so I wanted to know the results first. And yeah, this is the result. So the thing is, the crown is too big and I need to take it in by half an inch, and that's what I did here. I already did that. So I took out quarter an inch so I can sew the rest half an inch in, and now it will become smaller. So but anyways, you can see here that the crown looks too big. Anyways, so if you actually draft out this pattern with me, you should have your crown, your body, and your fillet all with your allowance on it, your sewing allowance. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is cut out the fabric. And what we need to cut out is two fabrics for this, because we're going to be lining the, you can see on this one I didn't line it. So yeah, we're going to be cutting out a lining. Now the lining doesn't have to be a lining fabric. Okay, it's not a must for you to use a lining fabric. You can use like another Ankara, or you can use any other fabric you're using. You can use like the same fabric as the lining, and you could have like a reversible bucket hat. But anyways, I'm going to be using this Ankara for one side, and then I'll show you guys the other Ankara I'll be using as a lining, or the other side of my bucket hat. So let's go ahead and cut this. Now the first thing we need to do is cut out the crown. And how do we cut out the crown? We're going to fold our fabric the same way we fold our pattern and cut it. Okay, we'll place the pattern on that and cut it. Okay, so if you don't want to do that way, just go ahead and open up your pattern into a circle and then place this on your fabric like this. This is the fabric I'll be using, so you can just go ahead and place it on your fabric like this. Okay, you can do like this, place it on your fabric like this, pin it, and then cut it round. Don't add any allowance again. Okay, so just cut it round. If you can do that, yeah, do that. But if you can't do that, just do what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to leave it folded into four like this, and then I'll fold my fabric like this again, the way I folded for the pattern, and then I'll place this and cut. So let's do that together. Let me not talk too much. Once we're done with this, we'll cut the body and then we'll cut the fillet. We're all doing this together. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold my fabric into two. Okay, so this is me folding my fabric into two, and now I'll fold like this into four like this. Okay, so this is me folding my fabric into, so make sure you have four. I'm going to go ahead and iron this so it is flat. Okay, So I'm going to place my crown at this tip here. Just the same way when we're cutting. So place it and I'll pin. So now I can cut. Okay. I have one of this and I have cut another one of it. So this is it. Okay. So like I said, two of it. Okay, so two, 1, 2, and one is going to be for one side and this is going to be the other side. Okay, like when you flip to the lining side, you are supposed to see another ankara. You guys will get to understand when we start sewing. So the next thing I'm going to be cutting is the body, and all I have to do for the body is, let me iron this first, then I'll tell you guys what's up. Now for the body, I want one side to be in close edge and that side is going to be for the center front. Okay, for the center front of the cap or the body, I'm going to be having one side in the close edge. So I'll have this place here, see, close is in close edge. Okay, now I'll place my body. So you can see I have center front here and I said place on fold while we're drafting out the pattern. So you shouldn't be confused by now. You should understand. I am going to cut this. Make sure you don't add any more allowance because we already did that on the pattern. So all you're cutting is the accurate thing we drafted on the pattern, okay? Don't forget. So this is done, the body is done, and here is another side for the body. Okay, I told you guys we're cutting two of each pattern. Okay, 2 pieces for each pattern. So this is for the body. I went ahead to cut this off camera. So this is for the body, and you can see that it is in close edge, just the same way as this one. So this is the body, and we're done. And the next thing we're going to be cutting is the fillet. And for the fillet, I also want one side of the fillet to be on close edge. Okay, so this is my fillet, and I want one side to be on a close edge. And right here, I have the close edge already. So I'm just going to place my pattern and cut. Now, please let me know in the comment section if so far so good you're cutting and you're understanding what you're cutting. Okay. The essence of making this video lengthy is for you guys to understand every step I take when I take them. Okay, so see the way I'm placing my pattern. I'm going to find a side that when I place it, I can get a close edge. Okay, so now that I have pinned this to the close edge, I'm just going to go ahead and trace this. I'll cut without adding any allowance. Remember, we already did that on the pattern. Okay. Okay, so this is the fillet, you can see. So this is the fillet, right? And I'll show you guys the second part for the fillet. So this is the other fabric for the fillet. And you can see that it's in a close edge. Okay, so let me open this up to see. Close edge. Let's recap. this, this, this. Okay, so this is what you should have, okay, or this is what I have, and this is what I'm working with. I'm working with the crown pattern, and I have two fabrics for this. Okay, so for this I have two fabrics. For the body I have two fabrics. Let me take off the pin. I have For the body I have two fabrics, and this is enclosed edge and this is enclosed edge. Okay, body. Now for the flay I also have two fabrics. Okay, so close edge, close edge. And let's just go ahead and start sewing. I can't wait to see the result. So this is how we're going to start sewing this. I'm going to start. I'll sew this fabric off the camera, but I'll sew this on the camera. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. You should have your three fabrics here. Okay, this is for one part. I'm going to sew this off the camera, and it is looking so good. Okay, I can't wait for us to finish this. Now, first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to be sewing the crown to the body. And to do this is I have the line from this place, the middle point of my body, the close edge, and this is the wrong side of my fabric. Okay, so this is the wrong side of my fabric for the crown. And what I will do is open it up like this, and then take this part of it where there's line here, place it like this and sew. Okay, I'll sew from here to here and from here to here. Let's do this together, and I will sew in by half an inch. Do not rush it, just sew gradually, okay? Now when you get to this point, at almost the end of this side of the fabric, leave at least 1 inch, okay, because don't close it yet. We're going to be using this to close the cap totally later. Okay, we're going to use this to close the cap at last, but leave 1 inch on this side. And now we're going to sew this side to meet this side. Okay, to meet this side. So yeah, so when you get to this place to leave, and we're going to be closing this at last. Okay, what we're going to do at last is we're going to be sewing this before we join it to this place. But before then I'm going to go ahead and attach my flay to the body. Okay, so what I need to do now is attach the flay to the body. Let's do this. Okay, let's do the flay to the body. Identify the wrong side of your fabric. We're going to start sewing from the wrong side. This right side facing right side, please, and sew. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. My appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh. Okay, so now this is what I have. This is what I have. Okay. All we have to do now is close this up from here. Before you close it up, now remember you have the crown here, and what we need to close off first is the body and the flay. Okay, so I'm going to find out how much I need to close up this, and I'm just going to do like this. So this is how much I'll be closing off from here, a quarter an inch, and I'll sew this straight down. Okay, so I'm sewing in quarter an inch straight down. Okay. Once I have closed this in by quarter an inch, let me take off the threads. The fabric is fraying. So once I've done that, now you see, I can now close up the crown. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close up the crown. I don't know if you understand. We took away the amount that we need to close this up, and then close the rest first from here, from the side. That's the fillet and the body. And once we're done closing that with a straight stitch, we are going to use the body to close the crown like this. Okay. So once that is done, this is what we have. Now you need to go ahead and notch everywhere. Okay, you need to go ahead and notch everywhere. Please, sorry about the fraying of the fabric. So you go ahead and notch everywhere. Just notch it round. But then when I flip this to this side, this is what I have. So this is my bucket hat. So for the final sewing, the last thing you need to do is to attach these two together. Okay, so this is the one I made off the camera, and this is the one I just sewed here on the camera. We're going to be sewing this together. So what we have to do is, from the back stitches, this is the back stitch here, the back stitch here, I'll place this together like this. Okay, and I'm going to sew this round from the back stitches. I'm using the back stitch now, where we have the sewing stitch. Okay, I'm going to be sewing this in by half an inch. So I placed it right side facing right side, and I'll make sure that the two stitches here sit together, and I'll start sewing. So when I get to almost that back stitch, I started stitching. Let me open sewing machine. So when I get to the point where I started the stitch, where I have the middle or the back stitch for my bucket hat, I'm going to stop because I need to flip this to the right side before I finish up the sewing. So I left like 2 inches space, and now let's flip this. So I'll be flipping it from the spot where I left. Okay. This is it. We have to close this spot. We have to sew it in, and we're going to make round stitches on this cap, on this bucket hat. So let me go ahead and iron this out. So but this is how it looks. I am done with the ironing. The next thing I'm going to do is close up the spot I use in flipping this. Okay, so I wanted to iron so I could get a clean stitch, and that's what I will do here. I'll just stop stitch on it. Okay, so now that is out of the way, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this to the side because I'm going to be making some markings and I'm going to be sewing on those markings. Okay, and my color of chalk is dark, so I want you to see it. So I'm going to be making like round stitches, like 3 to 4 round, let's say 3 stitches or 4 on the fabric, and I'm going to be making the lines. Okay, so it's going to go around like this. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Just going to go around. So before I sew on this, I have to pin, make sure that this spot here and this spot sits together. So I'm going to pin this down. Okay, so I have my pins holding this so I can make the stitch. Okay, so the stitch is going to be like this. It's going to go around. So let's do that. It's just going to go round, round, round until, let me start from here.
So I'll start making the stitch from this point and then I'll be sewing this round. Okay, so when I go round and I get to the first point that I started sewing, I'll make sure I leave a space of 1/2 inch and then continue going round. Okay, so you saw the picture, you saw the effect we're trying to create on this cap. So this part is actually optional. You don't need to create this part on your cap if you don't want it, but if you want it, yeah, I have gone ahead to include this so your cap looks exactly like mine. Okay, you guys, I'm so happy for my results. This is the first trial and this is what I'm getting. So imagine me making this second, third. Like my cap is going to be my bucket hat. It's going to be like the coolest ever. I can't wait to try more projects on bucket hats. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me from the beginning to the end. I love you guys so much. I am so grateful that this video is going to be of help to you. Just see me smiling here anyhow. Anyways, I'll be seeing you guys on my next video. Love and light to you wherever you are. Please do not forget to like this video. Don't forget to do that, okay? And if you're new, you have the option to subscribe so you get more videos from me. So go ahead and subscribe. Click on your notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. But apart from that, there is nothing else I want to tell you, but let me go ahead and start rocking my bucket hat. See you guys on the other side. Bye. Baby, you